Good morning, Freed-Hardeman family. It's a beautiful day here in Henderson, Tennessee. The only thing we're missing is you. We wish you were here with us so that we could wrap this semester up and enjoy this sunshine. I hope that things are well with you. This morning as we get started, I have a few announcements that I want to make. Roy Shannon, President Shannon's dad, is still in the hospital in Nashville. We need to remember him in our prayers. Marcy Kirk
Good morning and greetings from the campus of Tennessee Tech University in the beautiful Upper Cumberland. My name is Phil Olam. I'm a proud 1980 graduate of Freed-Hardeman and now president at Tennessee Tech. It's really an honor and a privilege for me to be with you today. I appreciate the opportunity to share a few thoughts with you for Chapel. Chapel was such a wonderful experience for us while I was there at Freed-Hardeman. Although I have to admit, some of us were known to grouse and complain about it from time to time, having to go every day. But it's one of the things I missed the most when I left to go to graduate school, and it's also the thing that captures most of the fondest memories I have of my time at Freed-Hardeman. So it's great to be with you today, and I hope and pray that wherever you are currently, you're safe and healthy and looking forward to finishing this semester strong. I have loved sports all my life. I love to play sports, I love to watch sports, I love to talk about them, I love to analyze them, I even like to argue about them. And like many of you, I look forward to the time when sports will return to our lives. If you talk to competitive athletes or one yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. When an athlete talks about being in the zone, when everything seems to slow down and everything gets blocked out, the crowd noise, all the commotion that's going on, any chaos whatsoever, it gets lost, and there's a focus. There's such a sharp focus, and everything that goes on goes right. It's sometimes a rare moment. It's when that 95-mile-per-hour fastball suddenly slows down so that you can see the seams on the ball as it's crossing the plate. It's when the basketball goal looks to be 10 feet wide, and no matter what you throw up, it goes through the net. These are wonderful experiences if you've had them before, and it's a remarkable time to be enjoyed and cherished. King David, I think, was a great example of someone who occasionally had that opportunity to live in the zone. He's the author of the 23rd Psalm that you all are using now as a theme for your chapel services. David was able to write that probably later in life after experiencing highs and lows throughout life. Clearly, when he encountered the giant Goliath as a young man, he was in the zone. He took off everything that hindered him. He didn't need the armor that King Saul tried to lay upon him. He confronted that giant with simply a slingshot and some smooth stones. But he had the knowledge and the faith that God was with him and that all things would be all right. And certainly we know the story that it was. What a great example David was. The Apostle Paul puts it a different way. There's a short, maybe slightly obscure verse in 1 Corinthians. It's become one of my favorites. As Paul was coming to Corinth, he reminds them in the letter that he came to them, 1 Corinthians 2:2, determined to know nothing except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. You might say, well, what's the big deal? He's a preacher, he's a missionary. Of course, he focused on Jesus. You need to put this in context. If you go back to Acts chapter 17 and 18, we see that Paul on this missionary journey first spent some time in the city of Athens and talking and debating with some of the most intellectually elite of the world at that time. And he certainly held his own. He was a brilliant man, smart, well-educated, very capable of debating with the very best. But for some reason, when he went to Corinth immediately after leaving Athens, he made up his mind. He determined to on Jesus, to only know Jesus Christ and Him crucified. He made a pivot. He made a strategic change in his approach. Why? It would be interesting to ask him. But what a tremendous lesson for us about focusing on what's really important and being in the zone. I believe Paul, when he came to Corinth, in the zone where everything was clicking and everything was going right. The Hebrew writer puts it a slightly different way, and he continues this metaphor of the athlete when he talks about, as Christian athletes, we're to run the race marked out before us with perseverance. We're to shed all the things that hinder us, the sin that entangles us, trips us up, and the things that weigh us down and slow us down. We've got to get rid of all that stuff. And what the Hebrew writer tells us is we're supposed to fix our eyes on Jesus, to focus on Jesus, because He's the only one, He's the only thing that's truly important in life. Paul didn't forget all the other things that he knew, that he had learned about worldly philosophy and how the world operated. But the thing that was important to him was only Jesus Christ. So why is it Jesus Christ? The Hebrew writer tells us it's because He is the author and perfecter of our faith. He's the one that we look to for salvation. He's the one that we look to for all the answers. So everything that we learn through life is important. I studied chemistry while at Freed-Hardeman, and it has occupied a good bit of my career in my life. It was a wonderful study, and I've enjoyed it greatly. But when you boil it down, the only thing that's really important, as Paul put it, is Jesus Christ and Him crucified. So my prayer for all of us today is that wherever we are and wherever we go and whatever we learn, we will always remember to focus and keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. May God bless you wherever you are as you finish this semester. I pray that He gives you health and success as you look forward to continuing your academic career and your career goals. And from all of your Golden Eagle friends here at Tennessee Tech, wings up.
Good morning, Freed-Hardeman. My name is Hayden Profit, and I'm a senior on the FHU men's golf team. I'm from Manchester, Tennessee, and I'm an MBA major in accounting. One thing I love about Freed-Hardeman is how everyone has a heart of servitude. I really miss my FHU men's golf team, and I'd like to send a special shout out to Miss Juanita. Miss Juanita, I love you, and I cannot wait to see you again. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and remember, stay safe.